It's your daily dose of Donna. It's Tuesday, November 12th. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys are doing well. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new life. I don't want to be Michael Bublé, but I am feeling great. Look, life moves on. Thank you so much for all the love yesterday. I really I really had a moment. I had a moment. I was feeling quite dehydrated after the show. But luckily, I stopped by Trader Joe's and I can't remember the last time I bought a water bottle at Trader Joe's, or just a water bottle. Like I bought this morning, to be honest, because I was like running late for my workout and I didn't have a water, and I just stopped at Trader Joe's and I bought a water bottle. So I'm drinking water today. We will be great. We're going to have a great show today. And then you go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like it's your daily dose of Donna. So something really good happened yesterday, okay? Something good happened. They say that when there's kind of like, what do they say? What is the quote? A flower rises from the dust or something, whatever. We started talking about DoserCon, and I'm just going to start to sprinkle some thoughts, okay? Because in the Facebook group, which a lot of you guys came and joined yesterday, we started to kind of throw some ideas, and we're starting to actually plan this. I'm narrowing down a time. I'm narrowing down a date. But I'm just going to let you guys know that 2025, think late summer of 2025, Los Angeles, DoserCon will be a thing. Get ready, get set, and just know that DoserCon will be a thing. Okay? So that's it. That was an anticlimactic ending to Get Ready, Get Set. But I just wanted to put it out there for everyone out there, in case you have any miles, in case you have anything that you're ready to, go and see your peeps. See your peeps, Remember what we're going to do for DoserCon. Here's what's on the agenda. Okay, we're going to eat some, haystacks. We're going to eat some haystacks. That was the plan. We're going to eat some haystacks. We're going to get colonoscopies. We're going to have a coyote pass, like a mock coyote pass where you have to measure different parts of Coyote Pass. Like that will be the kind of play area. Like when you do birthday parties for kids, you always have to have like a play area. So that's going to be we're going to have a mock Coyote Pass area. What else should we do at DoserCon? We have to have something with Craig. Maybe just like an area of pillows, like in honor of Craig. Something with Carl. Just like teeth. Just like a lot of teeth. But what we're gonna do and why we decided LA is because we have to hit up the hot spots, and hopefully Brits is open by then, right? Hopefully Brits is open by then. Yes, I love that, Michelle. Let's get a double-decker bus and drive through Coyote. Oh no, you lost me. I thought you meant going through all the hot spots in LA. She said, let's get a double-decker bus and drive through Coyote Pass while we drink Mormon sodas. I mean, you guys, stranger things can happen. Stranger things can happen. We will raise money for Homeless Not Toothless. We will do it all. Okay. The world is our oyster at DoserCon. We will do it all. So, oh no, someone said, is YouTube going in and out? Please tell me if you're having connection issues. I would like to know if it's my issue or your issue. So let me know. At DoserCon, we will not have Mormon sodas. I mean, you are welcome to have whatever you want, but I will be providing the real shit. Okay? Okay. Let's get into the show. We've got a lot to talk about. So many different things that have happened since yesterday, because not a day goes by where things don't start, just popping on out like babies. like babies, you guys. So many babies. How exciting. Erin Lichy is pregnant. Baby number 4. Mazel tov, Erin. Erin on Real Housewives of New York. There's about 3 of you that are still watching, right? 3 or 4. I can't decide how many more of you guys are still watching this. I'm not watching. Just kidding. I'll watch. I have to watch this show. I have to watch it because I promise you that I have to watch it because I will continue to recap it for those of you that don't watch it. But it's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's homework, as I said on Brav Bros YouTube or on their Instagram post. Like, it is homework, but I will continue to watch it. I just keep hoping it gets better. I just don't think it will. Although tonight's episode, apparently we talk Scientology, and this is where I'm hoping that I hope it gets a little bit better. We've got to get into the Scientology of it all. Like, that's the good shit. I feel like Andy Cohen is really missing out on like the goods of the Scientology. Like, that's where we want it to go. But back to the story, Erin Lichy is pregnant with her 4th child. So I guess Bitcoin does not break up a marriage, or at least not their marriage. They have already 3 kids. I mean, she comes from a big family. I know her mom and her dad only had her. And then her mom and dad divorced, from what I remember. Her dad then went on to have 4 more kids. I believe 1 sister, 1 girl, 3 boys. I could be wrong on the numbers. So she's used to growing up with a lot of siblings, and maybe that's like part of it. Maybe Abe has a lot of siblings. Who knows? But regardless, she is pregnant with baby number 4, which is probably really, really nice for her since she just lost her dad. Who knows how far along she is, but she probably was pregnant when she found out that when her father died. So this is a nice little like distraction from sadness. She said, work and life have been so busy, I haven't really had a chance to even think about how it'll change things, but I think it'll be pretty seamless. 3 versus 4 kids doesn't seem so scary. I'm curious from you guys, do you think that you struggled more from 1 to 2 kids, if you have a lot of kids, or did you struggle more from 0 to 1 kid, 1 to 2, or like 2 to more? For me, I think my life changed so much more from 0 to 1 than 1 to 2. Everyone said it was harder when you got more, but for me, just the idea of going from childless to just like all of a sudden having a kid was crazy town. Okay, Andrew, popping them out like Cody Brown. He said 2 to 3 was way harder than 3 to 4. Interesting. I wonder why. Is it because like you don't have the hands, or is it because they're just older now? I think once they get older, they start helping out. Because Erin, as far as I remember, I think her oldest, she's only 37, which is kind of surprising. Not that she looks older, but she just feels so mature to me. She looks very good. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. She has 2 sons, 9 and 4, and a daughter who's 7. Yeah, the 9 and 7-year-old, I mean, they're not going to help that much, but the 7-year-old girl, I bet, will be really cute and helpful. Oh, wow. You guys have a lot of good stories. I had twins first, Emily says. Jen says 3. You're done. You lose all control. Yeah, you're outnumbered big time. A lot of people, if you struggle, Sarah says postpartum, that's very tough. All kids equal struggle bus. It's so tough. Yeah, it really is hard. I mean, when I went from 0 to 1 kid, I remember waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. She's 37, Alicia. That's what this article says. I think for me, the biggest change, I remember this so well because I was so naive having my first kid, and I love to work out, and I used to work out first thing when I woke up. Like, I would wake up, drink my coffee. I wouldn't even sit and drink my coffee. I would wake up, make my coffee, and go to the gym. And I would drink my coffee on the way to the gym. And I remember when I first had a baby, I was like, whoa, you can't do that anymore. Like, I didn't think that out. And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, do I have to so I have to wake up, I have to breastfeed. And then, or like feed the baby. So even if you're not you have to feed the baby. And then you have to burp them. And then you have to like change them. And then, if no one's home, like you can't just like sit there. I mean, there's so much you can do, even if someone is home before you can get out of the house. Like, it's so much work. And it threw me off so much. And I did struggle with that. It was so hard. Everything was so hard. Just like getting even outside was so hard. All the stories. Okay, what we're not going to do at DoserCon is talking about how hard it was to have babies. Like, right? Like, we are leaving those children at home. We are partying it up. Can we have a dance party at DoserCon? I want a dance floor. I want a DJ. I want a dance floor. Like, I seriously want to dance at DoserCon. Is that weird? I like want to dance, and a karaoke party. I want a karaoke. I want to dance, but not at Jax's. I want a karaoke, but not at Jax's. And I don't want Tom Sandoval to karaoke with. I want like a talent show. Like, I basically want my dream bat mitzvah for me. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, and Megan Fox is also pregnant, but I don't know if anyone here cares. Like, I'm not really a Megan Fox person, or what's his name? MGK? Machine Gun Kelly, right? MGK. So I'm not like a big fan, or like I don't follow them that much, but that's pretty interesting because they have so many kids. Between her and Brian Austin Green, those kids are going to grow up with like 15 siblings, because I know Brian Austin Green then went on to marry his Dancing with the Stars partner. They had another kid and this and that. Oh, Michelle says we could bat mitzvah you at DozerCon with Meredith. Can I bring Meredith? What if I had a bat mitzvah? What if I bat mitzvahed at Dozer? How funny would that be if I was like, guys, just kidding. This is my bat mitzvah. You flew to Los Angeles for my bat mitzvah. This is hysterical. I'm also going to have a tattoo corner in the side just for Cody Brown. Tattoo phobia. Okay. Another story. And we're going to get into the Kyle and Dorit and all of that, but like, I have to get through some of these stories because they are wild. Like the most unhinged stories you can ever see. Armie Hammer. When I saw this headline, I thought to myself, we've got to be joking. Armie Hammer's mom. Yes, remember Armie Hammer? The actor that got canceled because apparently he was into it's not carnivore, it's not it's eating people. What's it called? Oh gosh. I'm sure I can find the in the article. I'm sure it's going to say the word that he was canceled for. Like some really crazy shit with his wife, with his all his like girlfriends and stuff. Cannibalism, thank you. Yeah, thank God that didn't just like come to my head. I don't think about cannibalism on a regular basis ever. So Armie Hammer is coming back. Well, he's trying to. He's attempting to come back. Remember, he like recently went viral a little bit because he went to CarMax and he couldn't sell his car, or he was trying to sell his cars because he couldn't afford gas for his big car. And I get it. Like living here in Los Angeles, like I get it. It's very expensive, but that was kind of weird to post as Armie Hammer. But I guess he's showing the realities of a celebrity that no longer can afford gas. I mean, where is his money coming from? Surely he's not getting any like sponsorships or anything. So he started a podcast. Did you know that? It's called Armie Hammer Times Podcast. Great name. We have to give it to him for that, right? Armie Hammer Time. It's Armie Hammer Time. It's Armie. It feels like a little kid song, right? Armie Hammer Time. It's called Armie Hammer Time, and it started on Monday. And it said that Armie Hammer's mother, her name is Drew Hammer, revealed that for his 38th birthday, she gifted him a vasectomy. Let's talk about what I gave you for your birthday this year, Drew said on Monday's episode of his new Armie Hammer Time podcast. I call Armie and I go, what would you like for your birthday this year? He was like, I don't know, maybe money. Bless him for being so honest. Whatever, she recalled. And I was like, I believe I'm going to give you a vasectomy. Now, she looks a lot like, not actually looks, but she seems and comes off a lot in these pictures. I haven't seen her talk. I have no idea who she is. But Drew Hammer comes off a little bit like Tinsley Mortimer's mother, if you know what I mean. Doesn't she seem like a very, very wealthy woman? Oh, Andrew said his mom is so funny. I watched some of their clips. Is he a very wealthy? Does he come from wealth? He must come from like a lot of wealth. She seems very like hoity-toity wealthy. Although the Call Me by Your Name actor didn't share his initial reaction, he agreed that having more kids was off the table. Well, that's a good thing. As he already shared 2 children with ex-wife Elizabeth Chambers. After some consideration, he underwent the medical procedure in August. I go to a doctor's office and I go, oh, they actually are the Arm and Hammer family? Oh, I thought that was like just a joke. Wow. Okay. You guys, the more you know. Thank you so much. I had no idea it actually was their family. Okay. So he's fine. It says, after some consideration, the actor underwent the medical procedure in August. I go to a doctor's office and I go, I'm here to schedule a vasectomy. He recalled, noting that he had to fill out a bunch of paperwork and do a consultation beforehand. He was like, are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, I have 2 beautiful kids. I don't want any more kids. I'm good to go, he continued. They try to talk you out of it. That's not true. I'm like, you're not going to talk me out of it. I'm done. I'm good. No one tries to talk you out of a vasectomy. Like, what? However, things got a little awkward when he had to explain the situation to a receptionist. The receptionist was like, are you going to be putting this onto insurance? And he recalled, and he says, I don't have insurance. She goes, what? He says, yeah, I haven't had insurance for years. She then asked if I was going to be putting down on a credit card. And I said, oh no, I don't have credit cards for this. My mom's going to be calling you and she's going to be paying for it. And she goes, what? And I go, yes, my mother gave me this as a birthday present. So yeah, my mom got me a vasectomy for my birthday. And then she said, it's a miracle we don't have a bunch of little hammers running around. Okay, that's really funny. I have to say really fast. Now you guys remember, Armie is actually innocent right now, as of right now. I mean, maybe he's not, but he has not been charged for crimes. So we're not talking about an active criminal when we talk about Armie Hammer. It says Armie was not charged with any crimes following a 2-year investigation. So he did very stupid things, obviously, but he's not actually been charged with crimes. So we have to like just let that out. I mean, I don't know how you work with that. I do have to say really fast. Yesterday I mentioned really briefly about like birth control and hormones and stuff for me. And I got so many DMs saying, oh my God, just get a vasectomy. Like not me. Lance should just get a vasectomy. Like what? Why? Oh, he got one so long ago. I am no longer on birth control for that reason. Like Lance went straight to the doctor. And trust me, they never tried to talk him out of it. Like, oh, interesting. Okay, so for you guys, wow, Andrew says yes, they do. I got my vasectomy at 30 years old with 4 kids. And my male doctor even told me you may wind up with a younger woman one day. Whoa. Michelle says, Donna, you have to listen to his podcast. Tom Arnold is the first guest. Okay, I'm going to listen. So people talk you out of vasectomies? That's so weird. And aren't vasectomies reversible? I believe they are. Bev says, yes, my husband was spoken to about his decision to get a vasectomy. They called me in to discuss the decision at the consultation. That's really interesting. Huh. Well, I mean, I can see that they can say, like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? But is it like talking you out or just a quick, are you sure? You know? I remember having like a moment with Lance being like, are we sure? But then knowing that it is reversible, like it kind of takes it off the table. Um, Sarah says, I reckon Pavitt is scheduling a secret vasectomy as we speak. Well, they already know that they can't, like they had to do IVF, right? So I don't think that they can have natural. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but Pavitt and Jessel. But yeah, Pavitt is like, the only baby Pavitt ever wants to have is like a chicken nugget. I mean, Pavitt is like way not into having kids. Pavitt and Jessel, we need to do a deep dive on that marriage. Very confused by it. Andrew says, no, they literally tried to talk you out of it. He had a handful of pamphlets, encouraged me to take a week. But is it a religious thing? My husband's urologist, Doctor, I don't want to say his last name, but Dr. Howard, I mean, I could say his last name. Is it bad press or is it good press to say his last name? I love him and I know his daughter very well. Dr. Howard Friedman, fantastic man here in Los Angeles. He was wonderful. We didn't get one. He did my son's circumcision in the hospital. So confused by this story. Okay, let's go on. Listen, what does a woman know? I've never had to go in for a vasectomy. I've never had these conversations. All right, let's talk about sex, baby. This is a perfect time to bring up Dame, right? We haven't talked about sex all today. Actually, we have only talked about sex because we've talked about pregnancy and we've talked about Armie Hammer. And the truth is, my entire show is surrounded by one cornerstone, and that is sex. So, as you guys know, we know self-care isn't just about bubble baths or skincare. Sometimes it's about vasectomies, sometimes it's about pregnancy, and sometimes it's about connecting with yourself in ways that feels good. And that's where Dame comes in, because Dame is a brand on a mission to redefine sexual wellness. It makes products that prioritize your pleasure and comfort, and it's founded by women. It isn't just a company, it's a movement. They are here to close the pleasure gap, spark conversations, and break taboos around sexual wellness. And they're all about versatility and quality. They have different products like Eva, which is a hands-free couples vibrator. Looking at you guys. I know a lot of you guys need that hands-free help. Or Palm, which is the one that fits in the palm of your hands. They have Calm. They have so many. They have Fin. That's the finger one. Okay. I love their little take on words. It's very cute. The point is, there's so many different brands out there, but I love this one because it's made by women. It used a sexologist and an engineer, of course, like I said, women, body safe. They have a warranty. It's 3-year warranty, 3 years. Think about where you could be in 3 years, okay? We know Dame stands by their quality. If you're ready to bring a little more pleasure into your self-care routine, check out dame.com and use code DailyDose for 30% off your first purchase. Trust me, you'll be glad you did, because what do you think I got a smile on my face today? Dame.com. Okay. Kyle Richards has opened up about her sexuality. Kinda. I'm so over this. No one in the world on any reality show ever before, in any season of any network, of any series, of any franchise, has ever dragged on a story more than Kyle Richards and is she or is she not a lesbian? Do you guys want to know if she is? Guess what? You still don't. Still don't. Yep. The articles are everywhere. Kyle Richards. Here is the article. Literally, this is the title. It says Kyle Richards. Okay. My note from the article says Kyle Richards, is she a lesbian? Who the F cares anymore? That's literally what I wrote last night when I was taking notes. According to page 6, Kyle Richards was terrified to have this difficult conversation about evolving sexuality with her daughters. And according to people who have seen that first episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, this is being talked about in the first episode of the Beverly Hills season. So we will be talking about this apparently in this next season. And it's like she's saying it, but she's not saying it. And like, as Camille says, like, now we just said it, but we just need to say it. You got to just say it. Like, say it loud, say it proud, say it with your chest, Kyle. I like women, or I love Morgan. It doesn't even have to be women. It's so frustrating, right? Doesn't it feel frustrating? Okay, but let's get into the story. According to page 6, Kyle Richards was terrified to have a difficult conversation about her evolving sexuality with her daughters. But she breathed a sigh of relief when she was met with ample support. It was the most difficult conversation I ever had with my children, and I was terrified to have that conversation. I just wanted to be as honest as I possibly could. When she opened up to Farah, who's literally almost 40 years old, Alexia, 28, Sophia, 24, and Portia, 16. Yes, Portia still exists, and she's still a teenager. There were stories out there about me, and this did make me wonder, and question myself. As Richards explains in the upcoming season premiere, she began questioning her sexuality as speculation about the state of her relationship with Morgan Wade ran rampant online in the media. So she's basically saying she didn't question her sexuality because she actually was feeling feelings for Morgan. She questioned her sexuality because people were talking about, are they or aren't they? Yeah. She said, I really never thought like this before. This is not the way I was raised. That's not the way my mind even operated, she says, of her mental state. And all of a sudden, I was thinking like that, and I wanted to be as honest with them as possible because they're my best friends. She also wanted to make it clear to Farrah and Alexia, Sophia and Portia, that they should never feel ashamed of engaging in a sensitive discussion themselves. I like to lead by example, and I thought, if this is what I'm going through and feeling, I want them to always feel comfortable enough to share with me the hardest conversations and know they'll be accepted no matter what. She thinks that she marvels at their immediate embrace of their newfound fluidity. I mean, like, I'm not saying it's happened, but like most likely 3 of her 4 daughters have all hooked up with girls already. Like, come on. Yeah, Chris says, wait, so she read she may be a lesbian and that's what made her think she might be a lesbian. She's like, I don't feel like a lesbian, but now that I saw it on TMZ, maybe I am. Wait, now that I saw myself dressed like her, I think I may have lesbian feelings. Meanwhile, like all these girls have hooked up with girls in college, like drunk at a party. It's so out of control. Um, and then she was saying, like, I'm so proud of them because they acted so, professional, and they were so like kind about it, and they're so fluid. And yeah, I mean, this is 2024. No kid, I would say, not no kid, but most kids, I would say, in this day and age would not be. Maybe they would be, like, a little surprised if their parents came out, but I don't think they would be falling over like, "Oh my god," especially knowing that their mom is all over with this girl and just did that "I'm Gonna Make You Love Me" music video where she's basically licking Morgan. Come on. Um, she says it's another hard season for her. When is it not? Um, yeah, you guys, she says She says that Morgan doesn't really want. She said she has taken a step back from spending so much time with Morgan Wade because she says she doesn't want any part to do with anything on reality television and anything that came with it. And the paparazzi and everything was overwhelming. So basically, she's saying, I am with Morgan Wade, but I can't tell you that I'm with Morgan Wade, but I'm just going to go on safari with Morgan Wade and have her hide like a mistress in the car under the seat, and you're going to see her through the reflection of the mirror, but she doesn't want to be seen, even though she's like a country star who wants to be on stages and wants people to buy their album. Like, none of it makes sense. What happens if they just like take a picture together and kiss? Like, what would happen? What would happen? Don't you think that would have calmed down the paparazzi obsession? Like, don't you think if they actually just held hands and said, we're in love, it wouldn't be such an obsession of the paparazzi to get a picture? Own it, baby. Yes, Candace, like Lisa Rinna said, own it. All I'm saying is, how everyone's saying Tamara goes so hard over Shannon about the drinking because it's like a projection issue? Remember how hard Kyle and Teddy went after Denise about the lesbian stuff with Brandy? If you're listening to the audio, I'm making very intense body movements. Very intense. Okay. It's frustrating. It's frustrating as a viewer. And I don't know why she's doing this to us again. Like, you would think last season was the end, but she was like, I almost quit. I almost wasn't gonna do it. I almost wasn't. It was like the last minute. We had to have a really serious conversation. We had to have a really serious conversation, and I finally decided to do it. So ridiculous. Meanwhile, Dorit is also opening up about Real Housewives. She's doing her press. I noticed something last night. Kind of curious if you guys are noticing this. She was in a conversation with Dorinda, and I'm curious from you guys. Do you think that her accent, since she's left PK, do you think her accent has kind of dropped off a little bit? Let's watch this little clip that she did with Dorinda. Also, this conversation is so random, her and Dorinda. Let's watch it together and see what you think. Hold on. I want to quit this one app on my computer. I think it's slowing me down. I was on a Zoom call this morning and it was still open. Okay, hold on. Let's watch this. I still am laughing. I keep saying Kyle Richards a lesbian. Who cares? Allegedly. Hold on. Let's watch this clip together.
It was really difficult and really dark. And I definitely lost my voice and confidence and all of the above. So when I started to feel more like myself and confident and stronger and feel better going into this season, I was over it. I was over those who think they can walk all over you, at your weakest. I was over, in marriage, in friendships. It was just I felt very empowered.
Well, I think you need to go through those very dramatic times. At first, it strikes at your confidence, but strangely, you become so clear.
Yes, you nailed it. That's exactly how I felt this season. Very clear, very sure, very confident, very strong, very firm. And I wasn't taking shit. Excuse me. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
I said that last night at my parents' last night. I did in Boston. They said, are you excited about a show right now? I think, well, I'm counting the moments to Beverly Hills. I swear to God, I said this last night. They said, what are you most excited about? I said, excited is to hear.
Her accent is like completely gone. It's weird. And her face does look different. A lot of you guys are noticing she's done something to her face. It's definitely looking different. A lot of you guys feel that too. I mean, listen to her. Let me see if I can find a really fast clip of Dorit with her accent, like in those early Dorit Kemsley accent. It's the first search if you search YouTube. Oh, it's the best. Amy Phillips it's like a YouTube that comes on is Amy Phillips talking as Dorit. It says this is a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills from Bravo 7 years ago of Dorit explaining her accent. So you guys just heard that. Now let's hear this. And you guys tell me.
Probably a combination of many things. First and foremost, I am married to a Brit who's got a very, very strong London accent. And I'm sure some of his inflections have sort of rolled over on me. My parents are not American. I was born and raised in America. I did spend a significant amount of time, nearly 10 years, back and forth going to Europe. I spent a lot of time working all over the world and in various places of the world where people didn't speak English all that well. I had a tendency to over-enunciate. So I think at times some of my English is part that and part inflection.
Listen, I will say that it does happen when you spend a lot of time with a certain group of people. If you're in like spending a lot of time in the South, I hear it a lot when you kind of just take that inflection. So it is very possible that she does. But what's crazy is to see the visuals. If you're watching on YouTube right now, shout out to 420 of you guys here live. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed to Daily Dose of Dawn on YouTube? Me think you haven't. If you are watching, if you're watching on YouTube, you saw that visual, the difference of Dorit 7 years ago to now. Like, and this is not just a Dorit thing, just all of the housewives. It's wild. I want to see one of those, those like animations where you see the faces kind of change from season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, where you see like a picture taken a day every day and they go like through the years. That's what I want to see. I want to see a face animation of Dorit and every single face through the years of their time on Real Housewives. It's crazy. But I really, really love seeing all their different faces and like just seeing them like grow up on these shows. Oh my gosh, you guys, Ziad is joining from South Africa. Shout. That is so cool, by the way. South Africa, I have so many people at my kids' school. Parents are from South Africa. And like a lot of the administration are South African. I love South African accents. Speaking of an accent, I would love to do, I can't do it. I can't do a South African accent, but like, what time is it in South Africa? What is the time difference from Los Angeles? It's 11:52 a.m. I want to know what time is it right now in South Africa. You guys are everywhere. We are the world. We are the children. Okay. So, let's move on. I am so excited. We have 7 days until Real Housewives of Beverly Hills premieres. So it's going to be Roni and Beverly Hills on the same night. So that's really good for Beverly Hills because we're going to be able to at least like have a really shitty show to premiere, like to compare it to. And I think it's going to be good for Roni because it's going to bring more people to the same time, right? Ziad says, I hope I'm saying your name right. It's either Ziad or Ziad says it's nearly 10 p.m. So you're 10 hours ahead of us. Good night, but stay for a little bit. Okay, let's move on. Rachel Leviss, I think, is coming back to TV. Now, this is not confirmed. No one asked for this. Not one of us. Zero. Not one of us, 0, 0, 0 have asked for this. But I believe that Rachel Leviss is coming back to TV because my girl, Sarah Fraser, who I'm seeing next week, I'm so excited. She and I are going to go out and she's going to be on my show also. I love my Sarah Fraser. I just think she's phenomenal. She doesn't give a shit what people think of her. And for that, I really love her. She messaged me this morning. She's like, people are trying to cancel you. Oh my God, you've made it. She is no stranger to that. She sent me a message and she said, Vanderpod Recaps, my girl Vanderpod said, posted this little clip of her interviewing Rachel Leviss's PR person, publicist. And I'm a little bit confused because I don't listen to Going Rogue. Rachel's going rogue. Rachel's gone rogue. Rachel is maybe going rogue or will go rogue. I don't know the name. But I know that Rachel quit her podcast. I thought the show was over. I didn't realize it was continuing and just evolving, and we're on season 2 with a new host. It feels very Saved by the Bell, the new class. I don't want it. But the new host is Rachel's PR girl, Juliet, I believe. Now, here's the one thing. I don't know anything about her, but I will say, this PR girl, I will say I have heard from a couple different creators who I'm friendly with that she hasn't been very nice to them in DMs and stuff. And that concerns me a little bit. Maybe she's been very protective over Rachel, but because I don't talk about Rachel, I've never had any connection with her. So I don't have a relationship. Sarah has talked to her. Let's watch this clip together and we can assess what you guys think. If you think that this means that Rachel is actually, it's not a watch, it's just a listen to this clip. If you think that this means that Sarah's coming back to TV, and I think it does. This is Rachel. This is Sarah Fraser talking to Juliet, who is Rachel's publicist.
And I said, well, the rumor is that you've taken over her podcast because she's coming back for season 12, because this is supposed to be the finale. So, that is the word on the street, that she is doing a deal with Bravo and you have stepped in while she is away. Is there any truth to that?
I have to think about that for a minute. Not for the reasons you're probably thinking, but I think the way I will answer that is we will have to let Rachel address that. But what I will say is the reason I stepped in is because she wanted to move away from the podcast And I had said, I thought we were going to shut it down. And I actually said to iHeart, hey, you know, I enjoyed doing the PR take. If you ever want me to do that, let me know. And they said, would you continue to do the headlines? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So here we are. And the idea for the podcast is there could be different hosts. We're going to have different guests. There could be, you know, somebody could maybe somebody else takes the spot and does some different headlines on a different show. It's going to be a little bit fluid and fun and see where it goes.
Okay, well, I told you before we started, I said, well, the rumor is that you've taken over her podcast.
Okay. I think this means whether it's Bravo, Peacock, House of Villains type of sitch, one of those other things, she is coming back to TV. Why she wouldn't keep a podcast during that seems strange. Or maybe she's shooting right now. Is anyone keeping up with Rachel? Does anyone have idea? Interesting. Michelle, we have a few, says maybe you should listen to it. It was and is good. The podcast Going Rogue is good. Interesting. I don't know if I'll listen. I'll listen to Sarah's podcast. That'll do. I'll listen to Sarah's podcast. I'd be very interested to see how Rachel could spin all of this and come back to TV. I mean, she can come back to TV, absolutely. I just don't think she can come back to Bravo. And she can't even save Vanderpump Rules at this point. Like it would be a no for me. That's in my opinion. And speaking of Vanderpump Rules and the Valley and all of that, let's talk about Jax Taylor. As you guys know, Brittany went off on Jax Taylor yesterday on this podcast. And then in comments, I guess she was really going to bat, just yelling at the haters that were calling her out about things, saying like, you don't even know the truth. It's really bad. It's so, it's so horrible and this and this and that. And, it's so, it's so bad to like, you don't even know how bad it was. I'm not even sharing all of it. You've never been in a narcissistic relationship and this and okay, whatever. So I agree with Brittany on all of it. I still feel uncomfortable that Brittany is being the mouthpiece for this because of her son. That part makes me uncomfortable because I think the world will find out how bad Jax Taylor is on our own. And I hate that Brittany is putting it out there. And does she have to at this point? Like, is she in a position right now where she has to do that? Like, does she, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if Jax is taking her to court and he's like fighting for custody and she feels like I have no other choice but to expose what a horrible human he is. But if he's not fighting her in that way, I wonder if she is saying, like, I wonder why she's going so crazy against him at this moment. But maybe she just wants to get her story out. Maybe this is all for people to watch The Valley. Who knows? But Jax apparently has come back with some cryptic quotes in his stories. Again, blocked by Jax. # I'm getting it tattooed at DozerCon on the back of my leg in honor of Gwendolyn and her wedding shower. And he said on these quotes something along the lines of, Jax is so freaking performative to me. Jax is, to me, the exact version of a person that's like, he goes to ChatGPT and he's like, hey, ChatGPT, what should I do on social media to seem like I've changed? Like, he's so not genuine and authentic in any way to me. So the first thing is he takes a selfie at a gym, as you do when you just got slammed by the mother of your child online. Okay. So he takes a selfie of himself at the gym and he says, when you are having a rough time, the gym never lets you down, even late at night. Then he posted a quote because he follows all those like inspirational quotes. There will always be rocks in the road ahead of us. They will be stumbling blocks or stepping stones. It all depends on how you use them. Then, did you guys hear my stomach? I'm hungry. My stomach just was like, my stomach was quoting Jax. I hope that's it. I think that was the last of it. Now, if Jax says anything interesting, you guys have to send it to me. Screenshot, DM. I need all of it. Andy says Jax doesn't know how to use ChatGPT. There's something about him that is just so, I want to say calculated, but I don't think he's there. I think he's just so, he's so predictable. Like you saw it in season 1 of VPR. You saw it in that conversation with Stassi in season 1 of VPR, and I don't think he's changed a lick at all. I think he's exactly who he was season 1 of VPR with Stassi when she caught him lying. Don't you? Okay, one last story before we get into a little Potomac. And before I get into the story, or as I'm getting into the story, I want you guys to tell me in the comments, are you watching Potomac or do you care? That's what I want to know. But I have to get into the story because if you watch Daily Dose of Donna, if you're a doser, you're going to know that this one jumped out at me. Okay? I have to tell you, as if we didn't love Martha Stewart before. If we didn't love Martha Stewart before, which I love Martha Stewart, okay? She's a toughie. Like when you watch the documentary Martha on Netflix, like she's tough. I think she's the most, oh my God, like she can get everything done. This woman has got it down. She's got every skill under the books. Like she's got so many comebacks. Like she's always renewed herself. Like she knows how to do what she's done. She is so smart. She is so intelligent. She's so witty. She's so beautiful. She's so successful. She's got 15 lives, you know? She's a little unlikable. She's a little scary. She's a little tough. But Martha is my favorite person in the world today because Martha Stewart pushed Drew Barrymore away from her in a little bit of a joking manner, but still, because she said it was a little bit too touchy-feely for her. And finally, someone did what we all have wanted to do since Drew Barrymore's show started airing on our TVs, is say, please move back. A lot of you guys want to see it. Let me see if I can pull it up without getting too many ads. I found it on TMZ this morning. I said, oh my God, my dosers are going to really, really get this. Like you guys are going to get it because you know Martha Stewart. Oh, there's a picture of Diddy. We don't want that. We don't want that. Okay, volume's down for this ad. Hold on. Martha Stewart was joking when she does it, but she basically is like, you're the wrong gender. Like, what are you doing? Martha Stewart is not an emotional, like nurture, loving, touchy-feely type of person. What is Drew Barrymore here?
What makes me soft and gooey? Soft and gooey.
Yeah, what
Treatment.
soft and gooey treatment
Yes.
when you're treated like a lady.
Nice. It's nice.
Someone comes in and
You're the wrong gender.
I know.
Says Martha Stewart is clearly not a fan of Drew Barrymore's touchy-feely interview style, pushing away the talk show host during their awkward sit-down. Drew sits awfully close to the lifestyle guru and asks Martha if anything makes her feeling soft and gooey, leaving Martha a little perplexed by the question. As Martha thinks about her answer, Drew suggestively touches her mouth, prompting her guest to respond, soft and gooey treatment. It's nice. The encounter on Tuesday's show gets a bit more uncomfortable. Watch the video as Drew ends up stroking Martha's arm in an attempt to get her guest to open up more. It feels honestly like foreplay for porn. It's too much. It doesn't work. With a nod towards the audience, Martha pushes Drew away and tells the actress she's the wrong gender. Like, it's too weird. It says this isn't the first time Drew has gotten a little too close for comfort with guests. Back in December, Drew faced backlash for getting too touchy with Oprah Winfrey, awkwardly caressing the talk show's legend's hands during the interview. Look, Drew Barrymore is endearing, okay? She really is. She's an endearing person. She means well. She's very cute about it. She was sweet. This was not like a get away from me moment. But like, do you have to sign a release before you do Drew Barrymore that you're okay with getting your personal space invaded? I can't handle it. There are close talkers in my life. Not my family or anything like that's okay. But I know a couple people in my life who are not family, who are close talkers. And when I tell you the way that I back up, like I back up so much. I can't handle it. What if Drew has bad breath? Like, what if, I mean, there's so many issues here. It's so uncomfortable. You can love Drew. I actually don't mind Drew Barrymore. This part of Drew Barrymore is so cringy for me. It really is so uncomfortable. Like, what if you show up to Drew Barrymore's show with like one of those shields, like a beekeeper suit, or like an astronaut suit, or maybe like one of those like the teleprompters, you know, or like a COVID friendly shield. Remember? Like this. Like, I'm going to show up to Drew Barrymore like this. Hey, Drew. Hi, my name's, yeah, like I'm going to do it like this. And just, get off of me. There's no way that every single one of Drew Barrymore's guests loves to be touched in public with all of the audience. Like, it's so weird. Also, like, you know, when you're talking to people, like you want to look at them, but when someone's so close to you, you kind of feel like you can't look at them. You have to kind of look straight. So you're like, because if you look at them like you're looking, like it's direct eye contact, it's awkward. It's foreplay. We need Dosarcon branded face shields. COVID tests. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to do it. I don't want to do it, but we'll do a little bit, a tiny bit, a small amount of Potomac just for the 6 people that are watching Potomac. Hold on. Cracking my back for this guy. Did you guys hear it? I don't know if you guys could hear that. Oh, God, that felt good. Okay. Listen, Potomac is getting a little better. And when I mean a little better, it goes from a 3 or a 4 to a 5, 6. It's still not there. It's still not where it used to be. It's too many people. I have to be honest. It's too many people, and I can't keep all of them straight, all the new girls. Like, I could do without Kiarna and Jazzy. There's 2 new girls that I could do without. I am totally fine with Stacy, the new girl. Karen, Stacy. This would be Dreamcast, fine. Wendy, Mia. Wendy, Mia. I don't like any of them. Wendy, Mia, Karen, Giselle, Ashley. I guess we'll do Jacqueline. That's like Mia's girlfriend. It's so confusing. Like, you guys, it's too much. The show is like, it's a lot. But basically, why I liked it a little bit better was there was some fun moments. Like, it opens up with some of the girls saying to Karen, like, they think you need to go to rehab. And then Karen comes back to the girls. Basically, Stacy is put up and saying to Karen, like, ooh, Mia thinks you have to go to rehab. And Karen's like, well, Mia had an opioid addiction, and that's why she started the Joint chiropractor, because she had an opioid addiction. Huh? This was really, really wild, right? Like, opioid addiction? Has anyone done any research on that? Andrew, does Mia have an opioid addiction? Did she have an opioid addiction? Okay. It's Wendy's birthday party, which is why they are all there at this lake house, which is also why it's very confusing that later they're going to go to the Joint chiropractor, which is a Mia business. We'll get there for a bit. This was the fun part of the episode, I thought, because they're around the pool. They're all starting to talk. They're talking about Ashley and her custody and her divorce and her meeting guys and going on dates and whatever. But it's confusing because Ashley's been dating for 46 years. Like, I feel like Ashley's been dating since the show started, including when she was still with her man. So none of that made sense. One thing made me laugh really hard when the new girl, I don't think this was Kiarna. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm a little confused on the new girls. Maybe it was Jazzy when she was standing there, like she was sitting next to the pool and she's like, ooh, I'm going to get in the pool. And you know, when you do that, when you're holding onto the side of the pool, like if you want to get in and you're holding onto the side and then you kind of like dip your body in and you go down and then all of a sudden she was like, whoa, and she kind of like her whole body like she just like fell in. I watched that 3 times. I thought that was kind of a funny moment. Andrew says, yes, Mia does. She did have an opioid addiction. Allegedly, some Bravo accounts posted a very old video of her on a news station discussing it. Wow. That's pretty intense. That's a lot. Michelle says opioid addictions are a gateway drug to opening chiropractor businesses. Yeah, didn't you know that? Now I'm going to go to my chiropractor later today, which I actually have to go to. And I'm going to be like, where'd you start? Can I see your papers? Yeah. Okay. A lot of you guys agree. The new Potomac girls, it's like they brought 3 girls all at once that we don't know. And it's so confusing. Like we haven't gotten enough of their backstory. So I'm so confused. Okay. Wendy gets this nice set of flowers and then they have a dance party. And you know me in a dance party. I love the dance parties. I think they're fun. Give me a dance party anytime. And these girls know how to get down, right? Like these girls know how to go, except Stacy. And when I tell you, I laughed so hard watching Stacy dance. She is the worst dancer I've ever seen. She dances like her personality, stiff, vanilla, boring. She dances like a newscaster. Like she is so boring, but she actually gets a little bit better. She gets more likable. But the way she dances, she's like, hi guys, wanna dance? Let's dance. Oh my God, that's so funny. Someone said Stacy is a robot, that she arrived at planet Earth. She's like the Coneheads. Yeah, she's like, hi guys. She's this SNL skit. Hello, I am Stacy. I am a newscaster for QVC. I like to dance. I am dating a man who may be gay. He doesn't want to have sex. That's okay. We can work out. You look beautiful. Okay. Giselle comes back. She, of course, Giselle comes back because she left the night before and she's like, what happened? I need all the dirt. So I heard you did that. So I heard you did that. Giselle comes back and she's like, as Bryn likes to say, she's, stirring the pot. Mia does something so phallic with a tequila bottle that I thought I was bad until I met Mia. And now I know. Now I know why she opened Joint Chiropractor. I mean, that Mia girl, it was wild. She took a tequila bottle to her mouth in a way that I felt violated. And Drew Barrymore got excited. It was a wild ride to see Mia in that tequila bottle. The tequila bottle got a boner. I mean, it was crazy. She's like, that's how I got 2 men. I mean, Mia does not hold back. Poor Jeremiah. I just keep thinking about Mia's son. She has a son and daughter, Mia's kids. I just always think about Mia's kids in every scene of this entire show. Because according to the show, Mia's had multiple lesbian relationships. She has an opioid addiction. She has maybe 2 dads of Jeremiah. It's too much. It's so sad. They drive to lunch. We talk about how Stacy's boyfriend is an actor, but not a really actor. He was surgeon number 1 on Grey's Anatomy 10 years ago, which is not a good not so good. I don't know. They're talking about the sex thing again. And then they go to the Joint Chiropractor. And this was the moment where I started to fall asleep. And I never really woke up again after this episode, after this moment. But Mia, what the F are you doing? You're taking all these girls to your place of business and it's a chiropractor office. And then you don't even make it fun. It was wildly strange. Wendy's like, what are we doing here? Even Mia was like, why did I bring them here? And then they watched someone get their back cracked. Ooh, ah. Then they were like, do you want to go to lunch? Yeah. Everyone's like, yeah. They go to lunch. Kiarna brings up the scar again. I don't get this thing. I am so confused. Kiarna's going after Mia. Everyone's fighting again. Everyone's bringing it back to Mia. This is where I get lost. Then they go to dinner later. They get ready. They go to drinks. They're in the limo. They're talking about who are they going to hook up with? Who would they have sex with? Mia says she would have. Wendy says says she would have sex with Giselle. Who knows? My notes. Who knows? But then they go to dinner and everyone's really sweet. They all start giving so much love to Wendy. Everyone's being like very, very sweet with Wendy, which was nice. And then they all start talking about some sort of a man that they used to date that was having sex with 2 different women and getting pregnant with 2 different women. And one of the girls, Jacqueline, was like, I think I know that guy. Or Mia said, I know that guy. You guys, it's not great. I really honestly had to watch the last 10 minutes of Potomac 3 times. I said 3 and I held up 4. I meant 3 times. And the last time I watched, which was this morning, I had to go like this. I had to focus like this because I keep getting distracted. I cannot focus on the show. It's not keeping me interested. Just like Roni. It's not a good sign. Potomac and Roni are losing me. So I'm trying. Well, I will say it will be fun to continue to watch, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to keep me like keeping, you know? What a show. What a show. What a comeback, right? They call it a comeback. Can't call it a comeback. That's a Kanye thing. We don't do that. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for all of, the love. Appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you tomorrow on Daily Dose of Donna. Appreciate you guys. Bye.